We couldn't figure out the puzzle, but we named our podcast after it. Keep your torch lit. Welcome, everybody, to the real first week episode of Keep Your Torch Lit, the official Survivor Michigan podcast. I'm Jack.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Sarah.
Wow, how does it feel, guys, to finally be talking about the first episode of the season that we were on? This is incredible.
It's crazy. We already have over 1,000 views. It hasn't even been a day.
Wow,
we've gained like 1 to 2 followers, so we're like famous.
After we left the apartment today, we were pretty much flooded by the paparazzi. It was quite the experience.
Yeah, we all had lunch together today, and we could tell that people wanted to take pictures with us, but just they were nervous of approaching the table. So you know what? If you see us in the future,
you don't have to be afraid.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
We're just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. I can't tell you how long have we talked about the day when it would finally be out. It's
almost surreal.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes I felt like, is this ever going to be out on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And just to give you a picture of what's happening right now, us three are together in my basement. We also have Kat here, who is Jack's girlfriend. And my dog is also here.
Yeah.
We have cat and dog here.
All right, so.
I guess
Ohana.
Ohana.
Yeah.
Jump right in. Episode 1. So what we always talked about the episode titles first.
Yeah.
All right.
Ohana means family.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind
or forgotten.
Whoa. Who came up with that episode title?
Yeah. Who's first of all, who came up with Ohana?
Was it Matthew?
Wait, yeah, that was.
Does anybody know?
Was it Matthew?
I'm not sure. And I'm gonna have to rewatch
that.
Who thought it before?
Wait a second. Wait.
Oh wait, was it me?
Was it you?
Wait, was it Jack? I think it might have been.
Whoa, Jack! Starting off the season strong.
Starting off the season strong. We haven't even talked about 1 second of footage, and you already are the one that has come up with the episode title name and the tribe name.
Yeah.
I mean, how many episode names did Matthew come up with? In case you haven't seen our episode 0, our preseason podcast.
Well, I don't think anybody's seen it. There's no visual component to it.
You can kind of imagine a visual, right?
That's true.
But yes, if you have not listened to that podcast, it isn't necessary for knowing what's going on, but it does give a lot of insight into how casting went and kind of every member of the cast. But going right here, we're just going to kind of jump right into the episode.
Yeah, so we start off with a little intro of Ann Arbor in the winter. Cold and desolate existence.
Cold and desolate existence.
Would
you agree, Kat? Is that Ann Arbor in the winter?
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's snowy. People are falling from the ice. Mm-hmm. But you know who isn't falling? It's Cooper.
Yeah.
Our first footage of Cooper.
Or if he did, they just cut it out.
That's true. Well, actually, a little bit of insider info on this.
Insider info already.
Is that it was not icy at the time of this part being filmed because it was filmed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so they took the B-roll from when we were actually playing from the winter, but Cooper's part was filmed 2 weeks ago in the summer. So.
Yeah, he had to put on his winter jacket in the middle of summer. Ian was all like, Cooper, you need to drive literally from Grand Rapids to Ann Arbor so we can film this, because the premiere is in 2 weeks. We kind of need this footage. So Cooper drove all the way over and wore his winter jacket, so what a stud.
In the bathroom.
And he went in the bathroom, exactly.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but one of the shots, he walks out of a bathroom stall.
Yeah, there's a toilet flush in the background.
It was honestly pretty epic.
Yeah.
They did the zooming out thing. They were 100 days, whatever.
I mean, is it actually 100 days? No.
Probably not.
I think it was 100 days.
It's 90.
It rounds to 100 days.
That's not 100 days.
I think it was one thing that I think we messed up on, is that it actually is not 100 days.
But close.
But it's close enough, right? It's close enough.
So then, who gets the first confessional?
Yeah, who's the first confessional of season 2 goes to...
AJ.
AJ.
Yeah.
So...
Is that his only confessional of the episode?
I think that this is AJ's only footage. Cerulean did not get, overall, a ton of footage in the episode, just because the focus I think was a lot more on Ohana going to tribal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we kind of get AJ as the first person in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he talks about how he's never seen Survivor before in his entire life.
AJ has quite the nice jawline right off the bat.
I think he gives Jeremy a run for the money, being by far the best looking. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Jeremy says he's by far the best looking, but I don't know.
By far.
By far.
Yeah,
that's
by far.
quite
What's
the
the measure
statement.
of far?
I don't know. That's quite a statement. That's quite a statement to make. I mean, AJ's the first one out of the gates, and he's
he set a pretty good standard.
setting good standard for the season. I think there were a decent amount of people in season 2 that were we had a diversity of like game knowledge. There were a lot of people that are super fans, some people that knew a little bit of Survivor, and
Some people who
that
pretend they're super fans. But
some people that said that they've watched every single epised that maybe have
Or that
not
they watched it
watched.
their whole life, but literally just started watching it the year before.
Yeah, so that's Jack.
What? No.
Jack is out.
Literally lie about
Jack
this.
was out here
I
claiming
was
he's seen
playing
every
a
season. But Jack,
You
how
say
many?
that when you're not on camera.
Jack, how many seasons had you not seen though?
At that point,
At
At that point,
At least half.
At least half.
At least, if not more.
He's like, if you're like a big Survivor fan like me, I've seen every episode, every season. Yeah, he hadn't seen like half of them, but you know, it's fine.
seen
Survivor's
a lot more than you.
yeah, I'd seen a lot more than you. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't
Also,
seen...
it wasn't even like an obscure reference.
Like
you
any
brought
No,
up.
yeah, like
Steven
dude, fish packaging.
Oh,
Who,
like,
if
you
you've
have
ever
to
heard of
be a
those, those are
super
very
fan to know who
obscure
those people
people.
are.
It's not like
It's not like seeing Fishback on a podcast all the time.
Yeah. So then we go from AJ's nice jawline
basically-
to Sam.
Yeah. Sam and my nice jawline. It's not quite as nice as AJ's. Yeah. So I don't know.
But yeah, Sam has kind of a sad little story here.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about my Uncle Jerry, who is always really, really big Survivor fan. So I don't know. I remember like applying for the season. That had been maybe about like 3 or 4 months after he had passed. So I remember thinking like, oh man, like Uncle Jerry would have loved this. So I remember I did film that confessional saying like, yeah, like this is for Uncle Jerry. So I thought it was really cool that I got to kind of be a part of it. And I do remember there was a lot of times during the course of the game, which you'll see however long that was. Maybe it was a long time, maybe it was 2 weeks. We know it's longer than 1 week. But however long it was, I was thinking about Uncle Jerry throughout. So I thought it was cool that they kind of we did get a little bit of a shout out there.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Jerry.
Yeah, I saw a comment somewhere on Discord saying how Uncle Jerry is the iconic side character already.
Yeah.
Oh. Giving Nana a run for her money.
Oh yeah, we'll see. I texted Brittany. I said you need to make sure Nana watches season 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go to the intro circle. So this is where like everyone's kind of walking out for the first time, meeting each other. You get a bunch of like awkward small talk, but this is where a lot of first impressions are formed. So like
it's very important.
what kind of first impressions did we have here that we want to talk about?
Well, there was somebody that you recognized right off the bat.
Literally, so okay, Maggie went to my middle school and my high school, and they didn't really talk about this, but Mallory also went to our high school. She was a grade younger though, so we didn't really know her. But, like, I had always kind of known Maggie. Like, we were in different crowds in high school, though. Like, she was kind of, like, the more... I don't know. Like, she partied more. Was just,
Really?
like,
Maggie? I didn't get...
She played, like, field hockey or lacrosse or something. And, like, I think... Yeah, it was field hockey. I don't know. I was, like, in orchestra. I was like a rower. I don't know. We were just in different crowds, but I always knew her. Like I didn't dislike her. We just didn't really talk that much. But yeah, when she walked up, I was like shook because I did not think I would see her like ever again.
Yeah, because we see Mike as
It
the one
was
that
so weird.
doesn't Mike say something like, "Wait, how do you two know each other?" And you're
Yeah,
both,
Mike's
like high school.
Yeah, and like I don't think we even really thought about like hiding the fact that we knew each other because we didn't really know each other that well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Cooper Leia situation. We didn't even know.
Yeah,
we were
you didn't know that
playing.
each other had applied or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
When do you think was the last time you talked to her? Like, before this?
We probably hadn't talked to each other since high school.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah. So it'd been like 5 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. We had Mike. I think he was a person right after me and AJ talks about playing the game as humble as he can. Definitely don't know if I'm gonna win, but I think I have the skills to win. Something like that.
Yeah, Mike's just very calm, you know.
Very calm, very
Very chill,
collected,
dude.
very chill. I think it's funny that they showed that part of like Mike seems really calm and chill, then immediately contrasted with like we see Maggie and
Yes.
kind of introduced, and she's like has that one of those like things in that like in your teeth that like I don't even know what
Where
it's
did they
called.
even get that footage?
Where is
I
where did
don't-
they get that footage?
She just sent it in.
During
I'm sure
the
she
season.
sent it
She
in.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
I think
a
Maggie
folder
sent it
in the big drive called Maggie Random Drinking Videos that she just would upload videos to.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Were they all
Christ,
during the
guys.
season, or did she
she-
take some from the past?
I think she
send in her
had uploaded
highlights?
all of them during the season.
Yeah.
She mentioned bringing tequila on the first day, or is that talked about later?
Oh yeah, Maggie mentions bringing tequila the first day.
I did bring tequila on the first day. I didn't bring it out, but I did advertise that I had it.
Yeah, and by
What
that
did
like
people think when she said that?
Yeah,
Like,
so
what were the
I-
reactions?
I remember she had like a little flask and she
Yeah.
like offered it to Brie because people were like, "I'm so cold," and she was like, "You want some like tequila?" I mean, she was offering it to like I remember her offering it to Brie, and Brie was like, "I'm good."
What time of day was this? Was it, like the middle of the day?
It
or
was,
Friday night.
It was on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
middle of
MLK
the
Day
day.
in the middle of the day. On
It
like
was
yeah.
Sometimes people
Yeah,
have parties on that day.
I know, but we're about to start like this
Yeah.
season of Survivor.
And
Like,
it
we
was
don't even
like-
know what to expect. Like,
And it's gonna be
Maybe
like
she
running
just,
around
like-
and like athletic competition, you know?
Maybe
Like,
she does better under the influence
Yes.
of alcohol.
yeah, I don't know. Maggie did good in the challenge.
she did.
Yeah.
So, come to Mallory, who people were talking about words that I don't even know what they were.
Yeah.
She's like
What's up?
hearing
The
alliance.
talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talks.
When people had to go to the talks to eliminate someone, the majority makes the decision.
Makes it sound so casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tribal, it's just the
Talks.
talks. You just hang around with a bunch of friends. You just talk a little bit.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of people like didn't know a lot about Sarah coming into this, but like I feel like she was the only one who was like struggling with basic terminology
Yeah.
of it, which is like really.
She actually didn't
Yeah.
know what it was.
Uh-huh.
This was cut from the episode, but during that confessional, she had a conversation that was like at least like 5 minutes long with the producer filming, which is Sarah Gallagher, where she says, "So what is tribal council?" Or I think that was after she talked about the talks thing. Sarah Gallagher goes like, "You know what tribal council is, right?" She's like, "Can you explain what tribal council is?" And Sarah Gallagher like explained for a couple of minutes like how tribal council is where you go and you vote for somebody that you want to be eliminated from the game. And Mallory's like, "So is that like what you need a majority for?" Like she had to explain how you can vote somebody out of the game.
How did Mallory even like apply and know about this if she wasn't into Survivor?
Yeah, Mallory thought it was an outdoor survival show. And
Yeah.
I was like good at that stuff like camping.
Yeah.
She just like saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, I think Mallory doesn't know that much about the game. AJ doesn't know anything about the game. I don't think Lucy knows that much. I hadn't seen that much of Real Survivor. Maggie doesn't know that much.
Bailey had not.
Bailey had not. So there's, like, a good amount of people.
I'd
Chidi, I don't
seen
think.
all
Oh,
80
actually-
seasons 5
Yeah.
times.
All
So,
of them.
you know.
Listen to every podcast that's ever existed.
But how do we feel about Jeremy's comment of being by far the best looking
The sneakiest.
and the sneakiest and the best
best.
athlete?
And best.
I think he has, like, a little bit of charm, though, you know?
Well,
I can see him being charming.
I have heard that that dude would punch a baby in the face. Yeah, I don't know how Daniel had heard that just by standing in
Yeah.
the circle for a couple seconds. He must have really gotten a quick.
Yeah.
I mean, what did Jeremy say? He's like, "Hi, everybody. My name is Jeremy. I would punch a baby in
My
the
fun
face."
fact: punching a baby in the face. Does the punching a baby in the face fall under sneakiness or athleticism?
Athleticism for sure,
Yeah.
but also sneaky because their parents are watching.
Yeah.
so
He's
you
gonna do
gotta,
it
like-
without anybody noticing.
Actually, you don't really have to be that sneaky to punch a baby. Like I
What
feel
if
like
the
I feel like
parents are
some-
watching?
well, other than the parents, but the baby itself, like you know,
baby
it's
has
not
no
gonna do
The baby
defense.
might
anything.
have really good reflexes.
Oh my gosh.
You don't know what baby this is.
I'm
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah, so actually, something that wasn't shown though is that we kind of went around saying fun facts just because we were waiting around for so long. We were like, okay, let's do some
Yeah,
fun
because
facts.
somebody was.
What
was
were all of
late.
your guys' fun facts? Because obviously we heard
Yes.
about Lucy's.
Yeah, so that's where
But-
Lucy was
Yeah.
like, I'm in Scrappa, which is like her sorority, Sigma Kappa. And that's
I
where
don't
we
think she
get.
even said
That actually
scrap.
was not. I don't think that was
Yeah.
actually her fun
Oh,
fact.
really?
Yeah, I think she definitely said it in the circle at some
What was
point.
her
Yeah,
fun
but-
fact?
It was something else.
Oh, okay.
Her fun fact was something like about how she knows how to go camping or something. It was something to do with the outdoors.
Yeah. But Maggie just latched on to the scrapbook.
I think
Yeah.
Maggie just thought that the fun fact. She remembered the fun fact as Lucy saying that she was a scrappa, and then I think that's
Well, now it's been like perpetrated as like the truth.
exactly.
On the show.
If you
Yeah.
ask Lucy to this day, and she will fight tooth and nail to remind you that her fun fact was not that she's in scrapbook.
Yeah.
But everyone, as far as the edit goes, that was her fun
Yeah,
fact.
and
Yeah.
so that is now the truth.
So that's now the truth.
The edit is the truth.
What were your guys' fun facts?
So it never actually got to me because Chidi showed up before it got to me, and we like started.
Okay.
What would have been your fun fact?
Oh gosh, come back to me.
Yeah, the little context on this is that Chidi, like, it shows up that Chidi was late. You know, you heard Kevin talk about this. Like, she was literally, like, 40 minutes late. Like, she was extremely late. Like, we were waiting there for so long.
And like when you're just making small talk and it's freezing, like that goes by really slowly.
Did
So-
you guys go inside? to wait for
No,
her?
we were outdoors.
So Sarah Avery said, all right, let's all go ahead and go on fun facts. And we had to introduce her, give your name, give a fun fact about yourself. She kind of, like, led the whole circle, you know. I remember my fun fact was that my fun fact was that I had learned to play the didgeridoo when I was living on Mackinac Island. So that's where you see, as I'm introduced, it says didgeridoo enthusiasts or something like that. It doesn't really explain the edit, but it's because I had talked about the didgeridoo in the first day.
Yeah, and Jeremy's, I remember. Let's talk about some of like the notable ones.
Yes.
Jeremy goes, I love all animals.
Yeah, we thought that was such a, like, my name is
Someone else's fun fact would be like, I hate candy bears.
No, yeah, he said it with like a little smile, and Sarah Avery's like, oh, that's so cute.
I know. I remember thinking, I was like, that was such a, like, a tool thing to say. I was like,
He
oh
was
my
lying.
gosh, she's obviously trying to get with the girls, obviously.
And then, yeah.
Jack had a cool fun
Yeah,
fact.
I almost thought I ran a marathon in Iceland.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say that I'd been skydiving in Australia.
Whoa.
I think I remember I was gonna say that.
You would have. I wish you would have went right for Jack and just, like, showed him up. Like, I ran a marathon in Iceland. Well, I actually went skydiving in Australia. So
In the Great Barrier Reef.
I
so
went
yeah.
doing a more dangerous thing
Yeah.
in a cooler country.
Oh my gosh.
Iceland's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
I think it's cooler than Australia.
Yeah.
Send in your votes. What's a cooler country?
I
Iceland or Australia?
I think Iceland's cooler.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think skydiving.
So has there been a Survivor season in Iceland? I don't think so.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
Iceland
really
is
cool.
sweet.
Somebody would die.
Yeah, somebody would probably die. Cold, desolate.
Survivor Michigan season 6 is going to be filmed in Iceland. They're going to
Whoa.
fly us all out.
I mean, it basically already was, like, the conditions of Iceland.
Yeah. I think that actually when Donald Trump buys Greenland, he maybe will also buy Iceland, and then we can just go there as part of the United States, and then we can film Call Survivor
Yeah.
there. That's the plan.
Well,
And it's actually gonna become part of Michigan, so there's gonna be
He'll be part of Michigan
Yeah.
too.
another peninsula.
third
So-
peninsula.
But yeah, one more I remember was Bree saying she loves fanny packs.
Oh, that was
she
great.
had
Oh, yeah.
her little fashionable Louis Vuitton fanny pack.
Is that real? I always see her
It's
wearing
real.
it. It's real?
I'm pretty sure it's real. Her dad was an NFL player.
What? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said her mom gave it to her, though.
And
But yeah.
Daniel said he can't smell.
Daniel can't smell.
Yeah. He also wants to go to the
So-
top 4, and I guess that he'll be able to get there easy because there's ever an eating competition. You know, he won't be able to smell how bad the food is.
But then also he won't be able to, like, smell the rats, so...
Ooh, that's true.
I don't know. Abby is not going to let Daniel get to the top 4 if she
Oh,
has
no.
anything to do with it. Even though they're on separate tribes, she's going to somehow, some way prevent him from making the top 4. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things I remember from that whole thing, honestly, was that Daniel was someone that was, like, the most outgoing person.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Like, there are a lot of comments like
Wait,
that.
I want to talk. So, like, what were your guys' like first impressions? Like, what were you feeling when you were standing in that circle?
Well,
Like, what do you remember?
I only remember, like, the first person I talked to was Sam.
Yeah.
And we talked
Okay.
about, we were both in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part wasn't shown, but, like, yeah, you came a little bit late, and
Yeah.
then we both talked about Toronto. I talked about going to the Poop Cafe. You talked about...
You had been in Toronto?
Yeah,
I was
we
in
had been
Toronto the same
that-
weekend.
Yeah, the same weekend. And that was how we kind of started talking.
Yeah.
No, yeah. The first person I talked to was like Mike and Abby, those two, and like I think Mike and I found out we were actually in the same stats class. I don't think that was shown, but Mike and I were in the same.
I think you have a confessional about that.
Same stats class. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little later on,
Yeah.
but like it
Yeah.
actually
Mike
like
mentioned it.
happens the first episode.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, I just remember being intimidated by, like, everyone. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
they all
gosh.
showed up.
I was like, everyone seems like they're really good at this game. Like, I remember Daniel being really talkative. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel
and,
said
like,
he's talking about watching The Bachelor. Like, who wants to watch The Bachelor with me?
yeah.
I remember that.
So I definitely
watch The
remembered
Bachelor
him.
I don't know. I'm sure a lot of the girls wanted to watch The Bachelor with Daniel. I mean, Daniel's, another one that might give Jeremy a run for his money is by far the best looking.
Yeah, I feel like we have a pretty good looking
Good
cast.
looking cast.
Yeah, I was also like, I remember thinking like everyone's like really good looking. When people were like walking up, I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
There's just so many people. It's like you can't really remember anyone's names. Like you maybe one or two people could have an impression on you, but it's just there's so many people there. You know?
Yeah.
Eventually, we had Chidi show up. She gave her fun fact about being a yoga instructor.
And then Cooper was like, all right, we're going down to the field. So we all hobbled down the snowy fields.
Yeah.
And it was honestly all a blur. Like, did you guys have anyone that you wanted to be on a tribe with when we were, like, being separated? Where you're like, oh, I really hope this person's on my tribe.
I think Sam was already.
Yeah.
I just instant
Jack
bromance.
just latched onto
Yeah,
Sam.
I really just latched on right away.
Yeah. I remember, yeah, the same thing. I wanted to be on a tribe with Jack. I actually liked Mike because me and Mike talked to each other when we were walking down the hill. And, like, we watched people, like, slipping and tripping over their legs and stuff. And we were like, look at those people.
No, I also wanted to be with Mike.
Yeah.
Because I talked to him the most. And I was so sad when he wasn't on my tribe. But, I don't know. I remember Maggie saying when our names were being called, she was the last Ohana called, and she was like, oh no, she was like panicking because she saw the people that were being called and she really wanted to be on that tribe. I remember her telling me this.
Really?
Yeah, she was
She-
like, I want to be on that tribe so badly.
She wanted to be on our tribe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll talk about this a little later, but it also, like, Jack mentioned in the video how he's like, yeah, I really want to, like, talk with Sam. And, like, Maggie also was kind of, like, hovering around us. We all mentioned, like, wanting to talk with each other.
Yeah.
So I think that Maggie had maybe formed one of those connections, too, where she kind of, like, wanted to talk with one of us.
Yeah. I was really happy that Abby was on the tribe, though, because I had talked to her a good amount, too. She actually knew some people from my high school.
Oh, yeah.
Pioneer is the center of
Pioneer.
everything.
The producers divided us into tribes.
Oh yeah, there's a question about that in the Discord. Somebody wanted to know how the tribes were decided. If like
yeah.
Coop was just randomly doing it, like
No.
on the spot there.
No. So, like, the producers, they put, like, pairs of people who they thought were, like, opposing each other. So, for example, I think they thought, like, Mallory and Maggie opposed each other, or...
No, I thought how it was is like they people of like similar archetypes that placed on different tribes. So like
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
had like a counterpoint on the other.
Yeah,
kinda like
everyone
that,
had a
yeah.
counterpoint on the opposite tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they also wanted to spread out who they thought were, like, the bigger characters.
Yeah.
So, like, each tribe was more even that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just really tried to make the tribes, like, even in the way, like, the drama would be played out.
Yeah.
Do you
but,
guys
like,
know who your counterpoints are?
yeah, they
Yeah.
actually
Those are
showed
bad.
us, but
Yeah.
I forgot who mine was.
Mine was Nick.
Yours
Oh,
was
yeah,
like-
Jack's was Nick.
Interesting. I think that was Daniel, I think.
I totally forgot
Or
who
Mike.
mine was.
Crazy.
I think mine was Bailey, actually.
Oh,
I can see
okay.
that.
I think mine was
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay. So, then they're like, you gotta come up with a team name and a team leader. This was seriously all a blur for me. I feel like I don't remember any of them.
I do remember that we were talking.
I was like in shock.
we were
What would
talking.
they have done if like
Yeah.
no one had volunteered to be a leader and you guys were just like,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I wonder if they would have made us like draw rocks to be a leader.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
would have
That'd be
made us like
hilarious.
draw rocks.
I actually love
But-
how it played out with who ended up becoming the leaders on both tribes. I honestly
yeah.
think it was the
Perfect.
Yeah.
perfect fit. How Sarah Avery was the one kind of in the circle leading everything. And I remember what happened. We were all just saying, so who should be the leader? And then Maggie said, I think that Sarah should be the leader. Then everyone's like, yeah, Sarah's the mom. Sarah can be the leader. She literally
She
said,
took it well.
Yeah.
she did. She was like, yes, I'm the mom. I'll protect my family.
We play into this Ohana theme so much.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah. And who came up with that?
Yeah, I think that the tribe name, I love how the tribe name is Ohana,
Ohana.
because I think that immediately Sarah established herself as like, you should call me mom. I'm the tribe leader, and our tribe is called Ohana, which means family. Like the whole thing just fits so perfectly. With,
Yeah.
I think people were dissing the tribe names. They're like,
it's a little
yikes,
corny.
these tribes.
It's a little corny.
Not just ours,
Yeah.
like Cerulean.
Cerulean
We're like
sucks.
the only season that I feel like that has like non-tribal sounding names.
That's true. Well,
Which
I don't
is
know.
just really like, I
Aren't
don't know.
there some
it's
seasons
very-
where it's like the tribe name is literally something like...
Oh, like Morgan.
No. Those ones are good. Drake and Morgan are
Drake and
wonderful.
Morgan are
Morgan.
classic.
Classic tribe.
Drake.
The Drake tribe.
Drake is
Ohana and Cerulean. I don't know. I think that just really sums up
Yeah.
the
I think
players
that...
of our season.
I like how Ohana is red and Cerulean is blue.
I loved Abby's confession about like Cerulean's not even like a good blue.
Why
Like,
don't you choose something more expensive?
like ultramarine.
More expensive.
Yeah. That was awesome.
How many times have you seen Lilo and Stitch, Jack?
I've seen it a lot of times. I can do a
I
pretty good
love Lilo and
Stitch. I
Stitch.
feel
Oh yeah.
You were Stitch.
You just have to.
Ohana means
Yeah.
family. And family means no one gets left behind or forgotten.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Except for Noah.
Oh no, poor Noah.
Wait, that was so good. Lilo's also like crazy, which I think really describes
Yeah.
Ohana. Like
Oh
Lilo
my gosh.
is one of the best characters in Disney, in my opinion.
Who's the most like Lilo on your tribe?
Well, I think I look the most like Lilo, but
I think I look the most like Stitch.
Personality wise.
Oh my god.
personality. Oh my gosh,
Personality
Lilo's
wise?
like so she had like her voodoo dolls, which I think is something Maggie would do.
Yeah.
yeah.
But she
yeah.
also like feeds fish peanut butter, which is something that like
Maggie.
Maggie would do.
But also, Jeremy loves animals. So.
That's true. I love all animals. And he like looked around to get a reaction.
Yeah, looked at all the girls to make sure they heard him.
Well, Maggie sure heard him.
Oh.
But
Oh, whoa.
okay, so anything else you want to talk about this
Oh,
part?
Cerulean. So Cerulean elects their leader, right?
Right.
Yeah, so there wasn't a clear leader for them right away. Like, they kind of waffled a bit more.
Yeah.
And then Kevin volunteered.
Kevin's just had so many experiences.
He's only been
born a leader.
He's only a second semester freshman, but he's actually learned more about leadership in that one semester than any of the seniors on his tribe in their full college experience. Because he's very used to being in leadership roles. You know, he won an election in high school. I think that prepares him very well for leading a tribe. And we had Lucy say that I think that Kevin will be a good leader, even though he's probably going to be able to get away with some things.
Oh,
So
he's got some
there's-
tricks up his sleeve.
He got some tricks up his sleeve. Exactly. I love how Lucy said, is anybody a good leader?
Like, I'm a bad leader, but I'll do it.
I just love how that's the way the whole thing is opened up. Lucy says, so is anybody a good leader? And Mike's like, I guess if you want to be a leader, just raise your hand.
Yeah. But then, like, the leader thing actually comes into play sooner than you think. I don't think it was shown, but, like, the
Yeah.
leaders had to pick who was on what part of the challenge,
Yeah.
which was not shown.
Yeah.
So then why did Noah get so much crap?
Well,
for
so that's the
messing up
thing.
when he didn't even choose to?
Because we had a little bit of time to talk about it before, and Noah was like, I played baseball in high school,
Yeah.
so, like, I'm good at, like, throwing. So he
Was
like,
that before
pretty
or
much
after the knee
volunteered.
surgery?
So I think it was, like...
You know.
I'm sorry,
You know.
You know she knows the exact timeline of the surgeries. Are you kidding me? She knows the doctor that
Sorry, I
performed
had
them.
Noah's medical record.
No, okay. But yeah, I forgot how we, like, I think Brie and I, or Sarah and I were like, okay, we can do, like, the puzzle part.
Yeah.
But, like, we had talked about this before they told us the leaders had to pick the people.
Yeah, we all talked about what things you were good at.
Yeah.
Jack mentioned his marathon. I mentioned distance running. I think they thought that Jeremy could probably run pretty fast, and Maggie.
He's the best athlete, you know?
Yeah,
Jeremy
yes, he's the best.
has some really interesting running style.
We all talked
do you
about how when he
You're
was
right.
They were like moving so fast, but they were like going nowhere.
It's because, you know, there's a lot of ice on the
Yeah.
But
ground.
no one else had that issue. It was
Well,
just
Mallory had some
Jeremy.
issues.
Mallory did
had
have some issues out of the
issues.
gate.
Really?
I don't know if you guys
It's
noticed.
kind of hard to catch it, but right out the
Did she
gate,
fall?
she
Yeah.
fell and she face planted 2 seconds into the challenge.
Wait.
And I think that's honestly where they lost their that they immediately kind of got a little bit far behind there because we had a bit of a lead going into the throwing portion.
I also saw Nick couldn't really find the ball for a hot sec.
Yeah.
So he was searching for it. After the running portion, Ohana was in the lead, right? We were pretty much in the lead.
We were fast.
Yeah. We get to the throwing. It's Noah and Abby, and they were on a roll at first.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Noah. I mean, Noah was definitely throwing hard. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I think he burned out a little bit.
His problem was running
I honestly
back and
think that Lucy's strategy of going behind and throwing the balls back to Mike.
that was
that was
might
really
have been
smart.
the
that might
game
have
winner.
been the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when my cousin was watching, my 11-year-old cousin, she was like, "Oh, she's smart." That was a good move.
No, yeah. I think it's kind of funny that she's kind of introduced as a little bit ditzy by Nick's describing wow, she's a very valley girl, she's just gonna drink Starbucks with you and talk about very surface level things. But in the challenge, I mean, hey, she had a pretty good idea. Yeah.
Noah informed us recently that so basically when he was throwing, he took his gloves off, and he actually had Abby take her gloves off too for better grip. But it was so cold, and when he picked up the balls, there was snow on the ground that got in his hands, that he actually got frostnip, which is a step below frostbite apparently. So
He said his hands were
poor
numb for
Noah.
a week.
He had numb hands, his knees, he was just really, not in good shape.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
What's the recovery time for frost?
yeah, I don't know how
He
long
said it was
he had
a week.
frostnip, but his hands were numb,
for us.
and he couldn't. Yeah, so poor
Honestly,
Noah.
I was thinking that I want to talk about this later throughout the episode, but I wonder how much him having 2 knee surgeries actually did contribute to him being voted out.
Oh yeah, I can talk about
Because
that.
if that had not
I'm
happened,
sure you can, Sarah.
because if that had not happened, he might have been doing the running portion rather than the throwing portion.
Right.
And I feel like a very large amount of the deciding factor of being voted out was just we'll vote out either Noah or Abby because they were in the throwing portion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we'll
him
talk about
leaving
that.
for half the
Yeah.
week.
That
I feel-
definitely hurt
I feel
too.
like if anything, that's more of a factor because at that point in the challenge, Abby and him had done basically the same.
Yeah,
That's true, but yeah.
I think the thing was that Noah had volunteered to do it, whereas we kind of forced Abby to do it.
All right. Yeah, we can see that Noah and Abby are struggling in the throwing. And Mike's able to get rid of all of the blocks off the table with Lucy throwing the balls back to him. And Cerulean gets a pretty big head start in the puzzle.
Yeah. Who was doing the puzzle? It was Chidi and Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was freaking out at this point because I was supposed to be on the puzzle with Sarah A. So we were trying to figure out what it could be because we knew how long the words were going to be. So we were thinking about it while they were throwing.
I don't
Anyways,
remember.
finally we got to do the puzzle. And I'm sure you guys saw it was a familiar phrase.
Yeah. So many people were commenting on how we couldn't figure out the phrase to our own podcast.
All I know is that Brittany came up with the phrase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was on
Brittany
her poster.
Silverman.
I think we
Mhm.
talked about this on a podcast.
I think
Yeah.
we did. Yeah.
She had
She had a Survivor poster.
Yeah, she had a Survivor poster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it had "Keep Your Torch Lit" on it.
Yeah.
I remember
But
Cooper
not-
had some asinine comments that were just meant nothing. What was it? He said something dumb "Oh, it has to be a phrase" or something like that.
It has to be made of letters.
Yeah, we can talk about the evolution of Cooper being
Yeah.
host.
Oh,
He definitely was
yeah.
not great at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, he was okay. I remember he was Daniel going out for the 3rd, 4th ball for the blue team. Because he forgot the tribe name, so he was saying the blue tribe and the red tribe a little bit.
But then, okay, also, I don't know if it was clear that Brie and Bailey had sat out of that challenge.
Yeah.
And, both
Yeah.
of them went to get the idol clues for our respective tribes.
Well, and isn't that why Maggie offered Bria tequila because she was sitting out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might
Yeah.
have been. Yeah. Yeah, that was another decision the leader had to make. I don't think it made the cut. It didn't really impact anything in the challenge. I think it's
Yeah.
because Brie had tennis
Brie
shoes
was
on.
Brie was wearing Converse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
What
So
do you
you're
think
like,
happens if Sarah sets Noah out because he had knee
Whoa.
surgery?
If Sarah
and
sat Noah
and Brie and
out-
Abby are the ones throwing.
I think that Noah got a little bit too much crap for the throwing. He was still better than Abby, I think. He's probably, out of all of us, the one that was probably the best suited to actually do it.
Yeah.
It's just
He just looked
Sometimes
really
he just
tired.
wasn't
those
as good
weeks.
as Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think that if we put anybody else in that spot other than Noah, we probably do worse.
Yeah, I'm not
true.
sure. I'm not really talking about us winning or losing the challenge. I'm talking
No,
about
yeah.
we still
Oh.
target Noah.
Oh.
Like,
if
so-
he sat out.
So, like, I talked about his
Probably
knee
not.
surgery a lot, which we'll talk about later. But, like, actually, the real reason why I wanted him gone was because, like, personally, was because he literally had reached out to pretty much everyone on the tribe, but he hadn't reached out to me specifically. So I was like, I don't know if I actually want to work with him going forward. So, like, it was good for me that he was going. Because, like, he might start some guys alliance. He was talking to,
Yeah.
like, Jeremy.
Did he actually try to start?
Yeah,
the
he
Guys
tried to
Alliance?
start
Yeah,
a
they didn't
guys
make the- they
alliance,
didn't
so I
make
was
the
like,
cut.
I want him
Yeah.
gone, but there was like just a better excuse.
Yeah. I think that we can talk through it. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of reasons that led to Noah getting voted
Yeah.
out. He really had a rough episode in the first episode here.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway, Cerulean wins.
yeah, Team Cerulean wins immunity.
Yeah.
Blue team.
I'm kind of glad we lost though, because then we got more screen time the first episode.
Yeah.
Force, I think
Do you
that
think Noah feels that way?
I will say this. I think that
No.
losing a challenge at the beginning of the game can be good because
Well, then
it
you
forces
see where you lie.
Yeah.
exactly. It forces your tribe. It forces you to get to know your tribe right away. It forces you to you know where you stand. It forces you to create alliances right off the bat. So I think that that's probably. I don't know. I think it honestly can be good for your tribe to lose early. I'd be curious what stats are and like how often has a tribe won. The tribe that loses the first challenge, how do they end up doing like overall in the game?
Yeah, is there like a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't like when a tribe keeps winning because then I feel like they get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Nick's taking selfies with the idol.
he's very excited.
that was
He
good.
can now
That was
now
funny.
feel safe to tell his family he's doing Survivor because he wasn't the first one voted out. I really loved the whole thing with like the 4 guys and Mallory walking away from the challenge, and I just loved how everyone describes it. Then it comes to Mallory describing it, and it's just
Yeah.
so much different.
So different.
Everyone's like a majority, and then
Yeah.
Mallory's like, there's just not enough estrogen. So
Yeah.
I love Mallory.
I love how Mallory was like,
Well,
so
it's like maybe she
yeah.
wasn't even thinking about like the vote when they
Yeah.
said, "Oh, it's a
Yeah.
majority." Maybe she was just kind of like, "What are they just saying?" Like, "Oh, there's more guys on our tribe."
Oh.
Like maybe she
Yeah.
didn't realize it was like a voting thing and thought it was like an intimidation.
That's very possible.
She very well might have.
Yeah.
I love how she said, so I'm a very hardcore feminist, but I do realize there's some things in the men's body types that causes them to run faster.
That was
so funny.
She is so great.
So I do agree that guys should be running. Oh my gosh. But
she there's all this talk about the majority and the talks to eliminate someone, and I actually did like how on all these guys were looking at what Mallory said, and they're like, oh shoot, maybe she doesn't want to work with us, blah blah blah. And Customer Mallory's being like, I just don't know what's going on here. Like I'm just trying to figure this out right now. Like I don't think she intentionally meant to come off as like cold to them. I think she really just was confused.
Just didn't know what was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to take in. Like, you're meeting all these new people, and you just don't even understand
they're-
exactly what you're doing.
You're
you
speaking
just-
like a different
You
language
thought
than
you were
you
going
are.
on a
Yeah.
camping trip. And I was like,
what did I get myself into?
You just
People
fell
talking about
flat on your face in the
alliances.
snow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get face planted into
Yeah.
the snow.
And there's like
I
little
mean, it's
necklaces
been a
that
lot
people are
for
looking
Mallory.
for.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But she still, like, ends up adapting.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely doesn't completely, like, isolate herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she made the connection
like,
with Nick.
Exactly. So Nick prefers working with girls, which is funny. Remember in the interview, they were like putting Nick on a tribe with a fake girl.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
And so who's the
With the
fake
big
girl?
girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Lucy. Nah.
I love I liked how we did see Mallory say she had a connection with Nick. We saw Nick talking about girls. I thought it was funny. The whole thing with Kevin describing Nick, and it was, I don't even know, it was hilarious. They're like, Nick was being very
He's
strange.
trying to get to know
He was just
people.
trying to get to know people. He was asking me how I'm doing and
Yeah.
what classes I'm taking and what I'm doing right now. Like, why is he trying to make friends with us? What's wrong with him?
Like Nick is just doing what normal people would do. He's just like, I feel like people just like realized that he was talking to everyone, even though other
Yeah.
people were also doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. I think it's a good move to get to know people in your tribe right away. But I do think if you're sending the same message to every person,
Yeah.
and they talk about it, it can be a bad look.
Yeah, don't send the same message. That's
Don't
kind of what
copy
Sarah
paste.
A was doing too.
Yeah,
a
yeah, it
little
can make
bit.
people not trust you.
I say it's always better like especially at first, to like meet in person. You know,
Yeah.
like, so you know,
A lot of things can be taken the wrong way over text
yeah,
message.
Yeah,
exactly, and
I agree.
And can be screenshot.
Yeah,
We also saw Daniel talking about Sarah Avery.
Yeah, so this is another little cross-tribe thing going on. They knew each other. They were in the same dorm. But we'll see how that plays out. If they'll, like, keep this up, if it'll keep secret.
We're seeing Cooper and Leia part 2. Are we seeing Alex's part 2? I don't know.
no,
They're not roommates.
Okay, so now we cut back to Ohana, and we have Sam, Jack, and Maggie in a car.
Yes.
So, like, you three got in a car after to drive home or whatever.
Yeah.
But you ended up staying together for, like, a really long time.
Yeah. So I think kind of how I remember it happening was that we were all going home after the challenge, and I knew I was like, oh, I need to drive my car there. That way I can like have my car to drive people home after. Like I was like thinking ahead, like I want to like get a strategize with somebody like right afterwards. I remember Jack said the same thing.
yeah,
as
I was doing the
professional.
same thing. I'm like, I want to make sure I get a ride home with somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had like the opposite thing. Like I want to make sure that I walk there and then get a ride.
Yeah, that's perfect. So I remember because we all had we're kind of like, hey, so anyone want to ride? Like we were all kind of like looking around, and we ended up having 3. Sarah, Z, Abby, and Bree got in the car, right?
Yeah, I was
And
like,
then-
I need to get in the car right now.
Yeah, and then me, Jack, and Maggie got in the car. So we already kind of had 2 different trios splitting up and going into cars together.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jeremy said, oh, I need to go work at Bivouac, man. And so I don't need a ride.
Bivouac.
That's how we said it. And then Maggie goes like, what's that guy's name? He works at Bivouac.
I like
his
the
energy.
energy.
Jeremy? No, wait. Yeah.
His name is...
Jeremy. He likes all animals.
Yeah. He's by far the best looking and the most
And the best-
most athletic and the
Yeah.
most sneaky. You know, that guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He can run. His legs move very fast when he runs. I actually remember, like, you said something along the lines of, like, yeah, I knew right away I wanted to, like, get in the car with, like, people and talk with them. And, like,
Yeah.
specifically, like, you two. I remember, like, Maggie said, like, oh, same thing. And I was like, oh, same here. When, like, in actuality, like, I did not, like, have any intention of talking with Maggie.
Really?
But she just was there, and I was like, all right. Because I remember she kind of intimidated me right off the bat because when we were like strategizing for the challenge, she's like, oh, we should like. I'm trying to remember what she said. Remember, she was like saying something about we should like hurt Cerulean or we should like. She was like saying something along the lines.
How
of, like,
would you even hurt them in this kind of challenge? Like,
I don't
there wasn't
know.
any part where, like,
I don't know, but
you
she
were together.
She said something along the lines of that, and that's why. And then after we got the Abby response of Ohana means family, not kindness. It wasn't a response to Maggie saying
okay.
something about like threatening the other tribe.
It was
so it was already a little bit like I don't know. Like Maggie seems a little bit out there.
I remember I liked Maggie.
I don't know. I
don't know if I wanted to like strategize with her, but
I thought of Maggie as someone that like was really fun and really exciting on our tribe, but and Jack was the person that I had talked to right away, and like I definitely felt like I trusted him as someone I could talk strategy with. But the 3 of us got together, and I think that like we had I really thought that was a good conversation. I think the 3 of us after that conversation were like we're a trio, like it's us 3.
even though you made fun of Maggie so much. For the
Yeah,
tarot
and
card.
Maggie
Yeah.
also made fun of you.
That-
kind of.
That's true. That came later. I think the first that was kind of later in the week, but I think in the beginning we were very much like on board with like us and Maggie.
yeah.
I think me and Jack had an understanding early on that we wanted to work together.
Oh, it was a different car ride?
Yeah.
So I thought the cards were in the car.
That was a different
Yeah.
car. That was
yeah,
later.
because
Oh,
that was
that's
my
your
card.
was
card.
after-
Those are my tarot cards.
Was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So Kat
Yours.
did make an appearance.
I did.
Whoa.
Wait,
Every
so
episode I'm going to be in it somewhere.
Somewhere, some way.
wait. So why were you guys in a different car? Did you guys like idle hunt?
That was
and then
later.
you
That was
go-
like days later.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
it was a different day.
meeting. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was the same day. I was like, wow, you guys hung out until it was like dark.
We did hang out till
We did hang out.
We were
because I was
searching.
like, where's
Okay.
Jack? He was supposed to be done with this challenge like hours
Well,
ago.
We
so-
searched for the
yeah.
idol until it was
Yeah.
I
dark.
remember I was like, Maggie was like, I'll send the idol clue in the group me, like, because she had it.
Yeah.
And then like she didn't send it till like so much later. I was like, what is she
Yeah.
doing right now?
I remember that.
Yeah,
You were
I was
looking
like,
for
she's
it.
literally like looking for it, and I was thinking like she was gonna try to find it before she sent us the clue.
That's what we were trying to
That's
do.
exactly what I
Yeah.
was trying to do.
And then she was like,
But-
I'll make up a lie about how my phone ran out of battery.
Oh my
For
gosh.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And then So then we go back to Cerulean, and it's Bailey and Kevin. They seem to form like a duo, but they're trying to keep it under the radar.
Nobody's gonna know about this.
No one's gonna know
Nobody.
about it.
Absolutely nobody's gonna see this coming.
Do you think Kevin is the type of guy that can go under the radar? I feel like
He's not
already
under
from
the
the little bit
radar.
we've seen.
I don't think he's an under the radar type of guy.
He's a leader. He needs to lead.
He's the leader.
He's a leader.
How can you lead from under the radar?
I've led many things in my year of being a freshman in Michigan, so it's going to be very hard for me to play under the radar because I'm the leader of Team Cerulean. I trust Bailey 99% because
99%.
you can never trust somebody 100%. So let's go to you, Abby, and Bree in the car,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is happening simultaneously as
Yes.
me, Jack, and Maggie are talking.
Yeah, so Abby drove Bree and I home, and I remember just thinking, like, oh, I love Bree. Like, I'm really vibing with Bree. I want to work with her. Abby, I wasn't so sure about because she just, like, wasn't as, like, she just always looked really confused. I wasn't sure how she felt about me, and she didn't seem to really want to talk about strategy that much. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about Abby, actually. Bree reminded me that Noah had like, knee surgery.
How did she know that?
Because
Did
Noah
just, like, announce
Yeah,
it?
Noah announced that he had 2 knee surgeries, but I had not heard that at the challenge, really, until Bree brought it up. And I really latched onto that fact.
Did you know?
Yeah, like, it wasn't shown, but literally every single person that I met with, I brought up Noah's knee surgery. Like, literally with the same language, too. Like,
Yeah.
with Jack, with Maggie, with Sarah A.
I think with me, too, I think.
Yeah, so Sam and I had a phone call that wasn't shown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I talked to Sam about it, too. Like, I was literally, like, I think the producers were laughing at me at home. They were like, take a shot every time Sarah brings up Noah's knee surgery. So yeah, I really, I thought everyone was talking about it for some reason. But I think it was just me.
I think it was just you. I think that we
you were
all
talking about it with everyone.
I think
so
we all
everyone-
would have forgotten about the knee surgery if we hadn't kept bringing it up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
He's had 2 knee surgeries. I mean, I don't know.
I think we're just,
So like with Maggie though, she would like talk about other like options,
yeah.
and I was like, but Noah's knees.
yeah.
Because me, Jack, and Maggie had also kind of brought up Noah's name right away when we were in the car. I think another reason for that is also because right before we were going to get to the car, when we were splitting off, me and Abby both talked, and we both realized that like we were both in marching band together. Because I brought up my didgeridoo, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I heard a story about you from marching band," because I'd told that story in marching band once. So I was like, "Oh man, Abby knows about marching band. Blah blah. We know this." Her roommate is somebody I actually knew from one of my classes. So I was like, "All right, I like Abby." So I already got into the car with Jack and Maggie in my head, being like, I kind of like Abby. Like, I think that we all kind of came to understanding, like, quick of, like, well, between Abby and Noah, I think that, like, our choice was to get rid of Noah. And then we saw, like, in the other car, you guys had Abby in your car, so obviously the 3 of you are going to say Noah, too.
Right.
And I think that's it. Like, it's been 1 hour after the challenge. We already had 6 out of 9 people saying Noah, you know? And I think the other stuff happened throughout the week, which could have changed it from that, but that's just kind of the way that it was, like, immediately, you know?
Yeah, and I think we were all, like, at least us 3 were, like, really happy about it being Noah, so, like, we just wanted to make sure that inertia stayed up. And that's, yeah.
So I think it played best for all of our games.
Yeah, so me and you meet for the first
Oh
time.
yeah, Jack and I meet. So actually how that happened was, it wasn't like we had reached out to each other. Jack messaged in the whole Ohana group chat.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm about to get lunch, like anyone want to come? No one responded except for me, and I almost didn't. Like I was like, okay, I was like, I don't really want to do this right now, but like I should. Because it's like the first week you have to put the most effort in, I felt like. I was like, I have to talk to like everyone. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. And so that's how Jack and I actually met. And I'm actually really glad no one else responded.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Because, yeah, that was, like, a good meeting for us to, like, establish trust in the beginning. And I feel like, the first week, it's really, like, who you talk to and, like, how, like, the vibe you get from them.
The energy.
The energy.
The energy. You need to have
It's
good
all
energy.
about the energy. So that was a good meeting.
We were both rowers.
We were not that good. We were both rowers. But we were not that good at filming yet, which is why Jack's head was, like, cut out.
Yeah.
I'm like half in, like, all these videos. Like, you see, like, just my mouth.
It's just, like, Jack's mouth.
Yeah.
So, like, with my little actual Survivor knowledge at this point, I was trying to describe that Brie reminds me of Suri.
Oh.
But I said Sandra on accident.
That's funny.
I was
Pretty
like,
different.
Bree's
Yeah.
like Sandra. And you were like, wow, I love Sandra.
Yeah, because I do love Sandra.
That's one of the half of the seasons that I've seen. I mean, one of
the 3
obviously
seasons
I've seen all the seasons.
I mean,
so I know
I've seen them all. What?
So let's talk a little bit more. Sarah has shown to be part of multiple alliances. You had this talk with Jack. But we also see you talking with Bree and with Mike. So let's go into that.
So I think I reached out to Bree. I don't really remember, but I knew I really wanted to work with her, so we met one-on-one just to talk.
And you formed the Breezy Alliance.
The Breezy Alliance.
That's a
I thought
great
it was
name.
so clever. Oh my gosh, yeah. I just feel like when you make a name for your alliance, it's just more official, so I wanted to solidify that Bree Alliance. I was really feeling her. And then with Mike, I was like, okay, I had talked to him before, so I don't want to, like, waste this connection. So I, like, messaged him, and he, I was like, we should just, like, have this thing where we, like, tell each other what's going on, and then hopefully, like, if we make it, like, far enough to be swept on the same tribe or, like, merge, this will come in handy, and he agreed. So, like, since we were in the same stats class, we would just meet up and do stats homework and just give, like, a little update on what was happening. So, like, Mike knew exactly who we were voting out. He, like, knew who I was closest to on my tribe that first week. Like, he knew pretty much everything. And Mike was also telling me who he had a good vibe for on Cerulean. Like, he told me about that 5 group or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting, yeah. And then let's jump into Noah. What's Noah been up to? We haven't really seen him.
Noah?
Oh, he's actually not in California. He had a little bit of time before he went to California.
Yeah, Noah's putting in
He
some
was probably
work.
packing for California.
He was.
Oh, wait, we gotta talk. What was he going to California for?
It was
We
part
know.
of his, it was for, oh, yes.
We know why.
There's 2 reasons, though. Noah's actually going to California because it was part of the Sports Business Association, a club he was doing for his SM major. There are other things he was also up to in California.
Well,
Well, can we talk about that now or talk about that? I think I'll talk about that in the vote.
Okay.
sure.
Because he told us at Tribal.
That's true.
He
Yeah.
told us right before Tribal.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll tell you. This is a very
Yeah.
great story.
Stay tuned to know why Noah was going to California, besides
Yeah.
sport business situation.
First message from our sponsors.
But him and Jeremy had a little meet up.
Oh yeah, they vibed.
Yeah.
They vibed. They were feeling
Noah
each
definitely
other.
thought that. And then Jeremy says, I don't trust him one bit. I am by far the most sneakiest person in this game. And I don't trust Noah because he's also good at this game.
I don't think he doesn't trust. He doesn't even like Noah. His little LA hat.
I don't even like his little LA
I
hat.
don't even like his little knees.
He's had 2 knee surgeries. I've had 0 knee
He
surgeries.
has the greatest knees of all time.
For those of you who don't know, they're imitating Russell Hands. I think it's funny how Jeremy really likes Sarah A.
Yeah,
I just feel like they're so different.
I know.
But Jeremy
I know.
really liked Sarah A.
I do remember the first week that was a thing people were
Yeah.
talking about. I was like, oh, I think Sarah and Noah.
Jeremy.
Sarah A and Jeremy are talking to each other. Sarah A and Noah did talk to each other, but that was a little bit that was a little bit weird. How that
it was.
So basically, Sarah A was meeting with Noah, and like Noah suggested being in an alliance, but Sarah A was like, she's being very
I'll
fake.
get back to you.
She's like, I'll get back to
She
you.
said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, so basically,
Yeah.
I think she's. And what he said, it was like
Oh, you're right.
full of shit.
Well, she's
No,
like,
Noah
why did you
has a
ever
really
tell
deep
someone that
voice.
You're gonna just
Basically.
get back to them.
Basically, I think that
Yeah,
Sarah
see.
Bree's full of shit.
You know, coming from me, who's seen every season 8 times, if somebody offers me a line, I'm gonna fucking accept it. That's what you gotta do.
Exactly.
Oh,
Sarah
my
A
God.
should
Yeah.
take a note from
Yeah, take a
Yeah.
note from Drunk Jack.
from Drunk Jack.
From Drunk Jack. Drunk Jack.
Drunk Jack. That's a good name.
Speaking of, were you drunk when you found this fake idol? Like, what,
No.
what is
I was
that?
coming out of my Psych 112 class. I think I talked
drunk
about
at
it.
your
I'm just coming out of my Psych 112 class.
My psychology 112 for my
I realized-
poli-sci major.
Hey, I'm
I
North
ended
of
up
Hill.
dropping. Yeah, it's literally like right north of Hill Auditorium.
Just tell us how you felt when you saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you saw that.
Well, basically, okay, so I opened this mailbox, which is just north of Hill, and I see this necklace, like a little like tribal looking thing on it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is an idol. Like,
Did you like find it and then refilm yourself finding it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because no, I was like, yeah, this is exactly what happened. It's because like literally that entire week, like I was kind of, you know, there were times where I would just go and search for like an hour or two, like especially like with Sam and Maggie, and also like I always, like, if I was walking to class or anything, like, I would kind of, like, oh, this could be it, and I would, you know, take a little detour. So, like, I was just like, oh, might as well, like, look, this is kind of, like, near to the ground. And then, like, I see that little necklace, and, like, instantly, I'm 1,000% sure that's the idol. Yeah, so, like, and I text the kids, what you're supposed to do when you find an idol is you're supposed to text the producer group chat, and, like, I just found the idol, like, and then they're like, oh, well, like, did you film yourself? You know, I'm like, no. They're like, oh, go back and recreate it. So, yeah, so that whole thing of me, like, opening the thing and it being there was the recreation.
You're like,
That's incredible.
You start singing the theme song.
Yeah,
a little pitchy.
You're
Pretty bad.
But it was a good,
I feel like I was, like, waiting for you. Like, you were gonna, like, meet me for lunch or something.
No. What it was I had a group meeting, I remember. For one of my, like, CS projects. And I remember, like, I just got there and I was just buzzing with excitement the entire time because I had an idol in my backpack. Yeah, because I think you see, first of all, you see me singing, like, holy shit, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's light out.
And then, like, it's, like, dark out.
Yeah, then it's dark out because that's after, like, my meeting is done with those people. And I still have, like, all this energy. Like, my energy has not subsided. Like, I don't think I got any work done meeting those people because I was so pumped up that I had the idol.
Oh, and then we do see it flashes on the screen, hashtag not an idol.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
That was
Stay
really
tuned.
funny. Did you look for the idol at all?
I looked at the idol with Jack and Maggie. I don't know. I think, like, every so often I would, like, look. I wasn't that into it. I don't know. I think that the first clue was very vague, so it was hard for me to, like, think.
There was a lot of hills. I looked so much. I actually looked a lot, and it was really cold.
It was cold. It was just not fun to
So
look in the cold. And the snow covered everything, so you had to, like, push snow off the way, like, look at everything. It was horrible.
I do remember Bree. Bree made it very clear she was not an idol searcher.
Yeah.
From, like, the first day. She was like, no, I'm not. That's, like, not part of my game.
Like,
I'm not going to
thing.
look for idols.
She was on North Campus, so we
Yeah.
were always like, she was like, I had to go to Central to look for the idol. But so after that, I guess we're talking about Jack. Let's go into Sam, Jack, and Maggie part 2.
Yeah.
Because we had met later in the week, I think, to kind of discuss the vote and just, like, talk some more about, like, what we wanted to do going forward. Because our big thing at that point was we have 3, but I think you already mentioned 3 does not make majority in 9.
Yeah.
What a lot of us were talking about at that point was we wanted to get 5 people. That way we could have majority within the 9. So we were kind of trying to figure out who should we add to our 3. I remember that we said, oh, we should add Bree. And then Maggie's like, well, I heard that Noah's talking to Bree, and Bree doesn't know how she feels about me. I mean, Jack both look at each other like, because we were like, well, we kind of want to be in alliance with Bree.
Yeah.
Like, so I think at that point we wanted to add Bree and Sarah Z.
But is Bree an Earth? Let's
Bree
figure
an
this out.
Let's figure this out.
We're figuring this out right now.
We need to find everyone's
Okay.
song.
Yeah.
Our social media segment is identifying the Earths on Ohana. Look at what the Earth signs are.
Earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo.
Okay. So Bree is actually an Aquarius, which is not an Earth sign.
Water.
It's water.
What are you?
Do we have
Aquarius
any
is
Earth?
air.
Noah?
Oh, it's air. Yeah, let's see what Noah is. Oh. Comment wants to say that he's an Earth sign.
October 19.
So Noah is not an Earth either. I'm not an Earth.
Jeremy?
Is Jeremy an Earth?
Ooh, maybe that's why she
Oh
grabbed
my
it.
gosh.
Oh. June 6th.
Gemini.
Capricorn.
Gemini. Is Gemini Earth?
No, Gemini's Sam.
Yeah.
Who else
Abby?
is left? Abby? Is Abby an Earth? This is so important.
I know.
Maybe all the Earths are on the Cerulean team.
Yeah. They need to do a better job of distributing the signs.
I can't believe they didn't distribute based off of
Hey, what about Sarah Avery? Did we check
Fire,
her?
Sarah
Earth.
Avery.
Oh, Abby's also Scorpio.
Oh my
Abby's
gosh.
a Scorpio?
A lot of Scorpio.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Sarah Avery. It's a Libra.
Libra, is that an Earth?
Nope.
Wait, did we miss anyone?
How? What?
No
what?
one's an Earth.
Wait, we talked
odds
about.
of that?
We talked about.
Is Cooper
so
an
nobody
Earth?
is grounded, helpful, practical, realistic, materialistic,
Mike.
or dependable.
Mike is pretty grounded.
No, Mike's a Leo. Nick and Lucy are Cancer.
What's Mallory?
Cancer.
What's December 22?
I think that's Wait, I think that might be Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Wait, look it up.
I think that's the end of the
Capricorn.
I think it's Capricorn.
December 22 through January 20.
Okay,
Oh
so
my god! Mallory's an Earth!
Mallory's an
No.
Earth.
Oh. Oh my god.
We
So Mallory is the Earth,
Yeah.
which
Alright.
like okay, I see it.
Mallory thought that Survivor was a survival club, so she's clearly knows about the outdoors.
Mallory's very
She seems to be pretty grounded. And I love how she referred to Nick as having a risky, frisky side.
risky, frisky.
I think they should probably say the same about Maggie.
Yeah.
I think that Maggie also has a risky, frisky side.
Actually,
How I describe it is literally what happened. We were in the middle of like, so what do you think about Brie? Like we wanted to resolve the thing of like Maggie doesn't like Brie. That worries us because we want to work with Brie because we wanted to work with Sarah Z and Brie. We were thinking, oh, that can be our 5. Then all of a sudden, Maggie has a problem with Brie. Then she says, wait a second, are those tarot cards? I think we had like a good 15-minute like derailment.
And I'm just kind of like sitting there like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Jack, you start flipping through the book. You had the book open. You were like,
A little bit of a loose cannon. We saw her. She might have a problem with Brie. We weren't sure how she feels about Jeremy. So maybe we're right, or maybe Maggie actually knows exactly what she's talking about with the tarot cards. Maybe she does. Maybe she's the new Lavana. Love to see what happens.
I'll have to trace that thread.
But yeah, when she met with me and she found out I was a Leo, she was like she looked kind of disappointed.
I think she was really trying to figure out if we were an Earth or not.
She really wanted you to be that Earth.
Maggie says, Sam, he's so nice. I think out of the 3 of us, he will probably be the first to go home.
We'll see if she's right.
My favorite line is, I think he's the least likable because I like
him
the least.
So
that's just, that's so good.
wait, but yeah, my meeting with Maggie was like 50 minutes, and it was pretty much all Maggie with all her scenarios. She had so many scenarios.
There's also, we see there's you, Bree, and Jeremy have been talking, and Bree mentions that as like the alliance that she really wants to go with. We see that you and Bree have been tight, Bree and Jeremy have been tight. So going into the family dinner, Bree wants to make sure that all of you don't sit next to each other. That way people don't know you're in an alliance. So Jeremy decides to sit next to Maggie instead.
Whoa.
So I actually was not at that family dinner, and Noah was not because he had gone to California.
Oh, I forgot you weren't there.
Yeah, Sam wasn't there because we didn't like him.
Yeah, but I just wasn't invited. But right before the family dinner, Noah called me on the phone while he was in an Uber going to the airport, and he has said like, so we really need to get this Skies Alliance going. Like me, you, and Jeremy, and Jack, and we just need to find one more person, and vote off Abby, and we can be, and the guys can have the majority.
I knew it!
That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted
guys
to do.
thing.
He messaged me the same thing.
Yep. And I was kind of
one thing, real
Jeremy
quick.
told me about that, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we talk about like? I feel like that's really weird. His meeting with Brie, I think it's just like the camera angle is like just him.
He
Like,
decided to just film Noah.
So it's like kind of awkward. Like I don't know. It's this weird like POV thing. Like you feel like you're Brie talking to him.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Virtual
Again
review,
with the-
virtual reality simulator.
Yeah.
You can be in Survivor Michigan. You can talk to Noah.
Noah.
And only Noah. In Survivor Michigan, Noah Simulator.
See his knees in 4K. You can see the scarring.
I think that somebody mentioned how when he shaves, he looks like he's a different person than when he has a beard.
Yeah. Well,
That's
he's
what-
blonde now. He's like beef blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of true. He does look like 2 different people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what if they were 2 different people?
Whoa.
And Noah never came back from California.
Oh no.
That means we voted out somebody that doesn't even have 2 knee surgeries.
So technically, Noah never got voted out.
Oh god.
Technically, Noah won.
What?
Where's the real Noah?
Well, I don't know.
Oh. What else happens at this dinner? I remember Abby looked really spaced out. Okay, yeah, so
Charlie.
wait, so
Yeah,
this is
so
where we
that's
decide. This is where Sarah A was like, Abby, you can vote for me, because Abby was really nervous that Noah had an idol.
Yeah.
So if like Noah had an idol and he played it, then Abby would be getting the 1 vote from Noah. So Abby was like, I'm gonna throw my vote on someone else, and Mom offered it to be her.
And I remember being like
that?
so smug the whole time, like, haha, I actually have the idol in my pocket, and these people don't know. Ha ha.
Oh my god.
Just because I'm the mom here, and I'm just going to take one for the team because to protect my family. So if there is an idol played, then you can vote for me. I'll go home, but you know what? I'm the mom of the tribe, so that's okay. I'll take one for the team.
That's
By the way,
so
make sure all of you are eating healthy for the challenges.
Oh, yeah.
But we do have some people who were 21 and were old enough to go to Rick's afterwards.
Yeah, Rick's American Cafe.
Describe Rick's for us, Jack.
Rick's is basically
A dirty basement that you wait in line for an hour or more to get into. And they're really strict on IDs. So you can only go when you're 21.
It's basically the best place on
It's
the campus of
basically
Michigan.
the best place.
It's basically the Mecca.
And the standards are very low.
Yeah. And a lot of things go down at Rick's, which
yes.
I think I can attest to. I did see some things go down.
Remember those things.
Whoa, that's the whole point of Rick's, you know? What happens at Rick's stays at Rick's, unless you're playing Survivor together.
Unless you're playing Survivor together and happen to put it on a Snapchat.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't
my
stay at
gosh.
Rick's. Because then other people can see
my
it.
Nobody
God.
saved that Snapchat video? Like, why didn't we have that footage?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
You didn't
we
screen.
could have, like, you know, with the Alex the last time they
I
had
didn't
that Snapchat in those
I don't think
episodes.
Sarah would have wanted to screenshot
Yeah,
it. because
I
it
didn't
would
want
look
Maggie
bad.
to see that I screenshot
Yeah, I
it.
love Maggie
I
saved
probably
it.
could have screen recorded it though.
Yeah.
But
But I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I thought she was like joking pretty much.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a joke because we didn't record ourselves actually talking in line, but that whole thing I was talking about in my drunk confession afterwards. Because the thing about Rick's is, like Kat said, it's a long line to get in, so you're kind of out there
Yeah.
in the cold for
You
a
can
while.
bond with people.
Yeah,
Oh, you bond.
so we definitely
Line.
talked. Like that was the first time that I really talked to Jeremy, and I remember I didn't really like him. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, and I was agreeing with the alliance, as I said, but
Somebody
Yeah.
offers an alliance. I'm gonna fucking
It's
agree to
that.
it.
I'm fucking agree to it.
I feel like I remember you like coming back and being like, yeah, something was definitely going on
Yeah.
with Jeremy and Maggie. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
who are these people again? And
Yeah,
like
so-
people playing Survivor with. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think they didn't at least in front of me, kiss or anything at Rick's, but there was definitely I could tell. I was kind of the
Some
third wheel.
chemistry.
There was some
Whoa.
chemistry, and I was definitely third wheel in it. And I'm like, all right, I should go back to my girlfriend. Well, should we talk about us meeting? I feel like that's kind of important to talk about on a
Yeah.
podcast of us three.
Oh,
Us
definitely.
three? How did that happen again?
You would text. You were like, "Oh, you should definitely hang out with Sarah."
Yeah, because I remember based on my lunchtime thing with you, I remember I really liked you, Sarah. So, and I really like Sam, obviously. So I'm like, all right, these are two people who are not as loose cannons as Maggie. I knew I kind of wanted to get a 3-person thing going on.
Guys, we have.
found
Oh
it?
my gosh! So I made the chat, and it's me, Sam, and Jack, and then I wrote big 3.
Big 3.
Sam responds winky face. Jack goes yee. And I said, okay, this is January 19th. So I was like, I already have an idea about which 2 to pull, and I'll let y'all know when we meet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then Jack goes,
Aw.
I'm so glad this is happening. I knew you 2 would get along. Sam goes, LOL, yeah.
LOL, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then Jack goes, are you guys going to dinner tonight? And Sam can't go, and Jack's sad
Yeah.
react. Okay, so Jack goes, this is how the meeting happened. Jack
Yeah.
goes, when do you guys want to meet today? And I was like, I can meet after 5, whatever. Clown emoji, dog emoji.
Wait, who posted that? Is that me?
Yeah, and then Sam sends a picture of us 3 from the, tribe shot. It was us 3 standing next to each other. Mm-hmm. He was like, LOL, the 3 of us being next to each other. And Jack's like, wow, it's fate.
I think that honestly we're talking about forming a 5, which has kind of been kind of the theme of what everyone was saying this episode is
Yeah.
we need 5.
Yeah.
And I was texting Brie. I was like, I'm meeting with Jack and Sam, and I will make sure that whatever happens, you're in with the group.
Yeah.
I told Brie that. And our group chat was initially named I Am Sport.
Oh,
We
yeah.
named it I Am Sport because we didn't want, if we got text, we wanted to seem like it was, something that was not Survivor.
I am.
So we named it
Yeah.
I was like, I am sport. If you wanted to make it realistic, why did you say I am basketball? Why would anyone name their group chat
Generous.
just
Like, I Am Sport.
It's just I don't know.
It's so true.
It was such a bad idea. It was stupid.
My dog is ripping up a pillow right now.
Oh no. Oh, I'm wearing my llama sweater here.
Oh, we got a fashion icon.
Yeah,
Fashion icon.
Ooh, in the running.
Sam's
Some
got
honor.
Round
Sam's
glasses make an
definitely-
appearance.
Round glasses.
That you found on the street or something.
I found them underneath the dresser in my apartment, and from the people that lived there previously. And I was like, it's fate that I found these glasses here. I need to start wearing them to every tribal. So I decided that they're my tribal glasses, and I thought that they would give me good luck. All right, so getting to tribal council, and we were worried that Noah was not going to be able to even get to tribal council.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh,
over
really?
the news remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because he was literally traveling back from California, and he was like talking about his flight, like
Oh, I
being
forgot
late.
about this.
And we were almost thinking like we might have to like FaceTime him into tribal council just to FaceTime him into the family dinner. It was
The
like
tribe has spoken. And do the snuffer like over the camera.
Just with tribe
Oh
has
my gosh.
spoken. Hang up.
we're like, if he's about to get voted off, like how are we gonna do it without him being here? We're all like, but he was able to like, you know, get in the taxi, get there like right in time before tribal. He told us a story about what he was up to in California.
Yeah.
So Noah walks up to all of us. He's like a little bit out of breath. He had just gotten, to the building, like ran to the union, like tells us like, yeah, so me and my girlfriend, we actually, because he's from California.
Oh, okay.
So we actually had broken up a couple months ago. But when I went back to California, I talked to my high school girlfriend, because, he's a freshman. He's been in college for 4 months. They broke up before the school year. And we just got back together when I was in California. So he was in California for 3 or 4 days. I think it was like 4 days. So he was gone for like half the week. And he got back together with his girlfriend. Oh. And I remember all of us looking at each other and we're all like, I feel a little bit better about voting him out.
Yeah, I got some good news.
He's like, you know what? Noah got his girlfriend back, so he'll feel a little bit better
He'll
about
have
being
someone
voted
to
off.
console him.
Imagine if it was like the opposite. If
Yeah.
like his girlfriend broke up with him while he was
We
there.
would've felt so much worse.
God.
But basically, I remember he like went up to every person, like whispered, he was like, "It's Abby,
Yeah.
it's Abby, right?
Oh,
yeah. I remember like you
I
know,
remember
that.
and he was like, "We're good."
Abby.
We're good."
Like,
And we're like, not like, yeah, like,
sure thing, bud.
yeah, about that, Noah.
I felt so. How did you guys feel like the first tribal?
Oh, I felt so
I felt
bad.
so awkward.
Awkward? Like,
Yeah,
well,
I felt awkward and terrible at the same time.
I know. Abby was really nervous, and like, I think she said like underneath her name, she wanted the thing. This is really funny.
Sweaty.
She wanted to say sweaty because she was like, "I'm always sweating. 'Cause I'm always so nervous." And she was
Sweaty.
so nervous that I was like, "Abby, it's fine. Like, I think Noah's gonna go home." She's like, "Well, you guys are saying the same thing to Noah that I'm gonna go home. So how do I know which one is true?" I was like,
Yeah.
Just trust me. It's true, Abby. Me and Abby
Don't
had
even worry
our
about
pinky swear alliance. I was like, "See, we had our pinky swear, Abby. I'm gonna tell you the truth no matter what."
Poor
So,
Abby.
Abby was very nervous that like it could easily have been her because like she said like it's like I was throwing two. I was not good. I think the 60-40 Noah. But that's like 60-40. Like that's like you're still
Yeah.
pretty worried it's about to be you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the edit worked to kind of make it look like it was very up to debate between Noah and Abby, whereas in actuality it was pretty much more solidly Noah.
Mm-hmm.
So going into tribal, it was kind of like a done thing. Like
Yeah.
we already knew it was going to be a 7-1-1 vote.
But like even there's still like that little bit of nervousness, but like until you actually
Yeah.
vote, like
I
is
know.
everybody
Oh.
is
Yeah,
talking
you
shit
really
to me,
just
and it's
don't
really
know.
me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. None of us had seen Noah since he was voted out.
Yeah.
Been a year and 8 months ago, something like that.
Sweet.
And he came to the premiere last night. We're like,
Yeah.
it's Noah. Like Noah's here.
He looked completely different with that blonde
Yeah, he
hair.
has blonde hair. Yeah.
Blonde hair.
Still
I
has
know.
the scars on his knees.
Jack was sitting.
I was like, yeah,
amazed.
literally, I was like staring at him the whole time. It was like, wow.
I think our knees touched a few times.
There's definitely a weird fixation in this podcast of male legs. Last season
yes.
we had Tarowski.
I'm sad that we're not doing
Those knees are gone too soon.
Oh no, they'll
Jesus.
still be a part of they'll still be a part of us.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
They're never really gone.
The votes come in. Noah, Sarah. Oh, I don't know. Sarah, Abby. Noah. Noah is voted out. First person voted out. Survivor Michigan, leaders and best. He looks pretty sad.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel really bad too because like he's clearly a super fan.
Much more than I am.
Yeah. Maybe he's even seen more Survivor than you have. Yeah.
Like it's not like he didn't try and we just decided to vote him
Yeah.
out. Like he actually met with people. He like really cared. He met with like pretty much the whole like almost everyone.
Yeah. Let's get into the eulogy for Noah here and really kind of break down his game. Yeah, I agree, Sarah. I don't think he played a terrible game necessarily. I think that he
It was
was
just a lot
really.
of bad circumstances.
He had
I think
a
if
lot
he
of
was
bad
able to make a
circumstances.
guys alliance, it could have. I don't know. It could have gotten him further.
If he would have gotten in the car with, either one of the trios, it could have helped him out a lot.
Yeah. Why didn't he do that?
If he hadn't been going to California, I think that hurt him too.
That's
But,
like my
like-
biggest piece of advice for anybody who's playing any
Yeah.
version of this game. go into the cars on the first day. Meet with the people on the first day.
Get into a car with a stranger.
Yeah, exactly. Always get in the cars
Have
with
them
strangers.
drive you home.
Yeah, keep some carrot cards in your car for
Yeah,
some
something
good
to talk about.
conversation.
Don't go away for half the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably don't go away. If you do get your girlfriend back though, maybe it'll make it
Maybe
all
it's
worth
Yeah.
it.
Like the first week, I remember appreciating that everyone was actually playing. Like literally, no one was slacking.
Oh,
Everyone
absolutely.
was playing the game, including Noah. And I'm just really
Yeah.
glad that the first boot was not like, oh, he wasn't talking to anyone, so let's just
Yeah,
get with him.
I know. He really the throwing, that's just really tough. Like you don't want to be in a part of the challenge where you're kind of going to be singled out easily. Like where you're only two people doing something. I think that really hurt him. The not getting in the car thing, the California thing. I don't think that people were really on board with the Guys Alliance idea that it seemed like Jeremy might have been down for, but I don't think that.
Yeah,
Who
but
it was.
I didn't like
Yeah.
Jeremy, so...
Yeah, it just really, a lot of it just didn't come together for him, And I think that Noah definitely is someone that is clearly someone that cares a lot about the game and knows a lot about the game, so it's unfortunate that it kind of ended pretty fast for him, but...
Alright, so let's start off this first boot ranking.
First boot rankings. All right.
Oh gosh, Sarah G versus
So
Noah.
we're looking
Yeah.
at Sarah Gallagher and Noah.
Sarah Gallagher, I feel like, didn't make any really big glaring errors in her game.
So let's look at challenge performance.
Yeah.
Sarah Gal, I don't know how much I remember about her
She threw a
performance.
pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sarah did well in the challenge. I think she was voted out more so for people thinking that she knew Kara or something. Like she was
Yeah.
voted out more so as being a threat, whereas I
Yeah.
think Noah was voted out more so for being a weakness.
Yeah.
Thing is, because Sarah Gallagher did not have 2 knee surgeries. She's actually had 0 knee surgeries.
Yep.
Can we confirm
and she's
that?
good at
I'm
throwing.
actually we can't confirm that.
Yeah,
They both threw though for different things.
that's true.
They did, yeah. So we give point to Sarah Gallagher on throwing.
Yeah.
Ding ding. We had to rank who was better during
like who's a better player or like
just
which
who
boot was
played better during the week.
Who
I
played
think
better during
Sarah
the week?
got 2 really good allies.
Yeah.
And I feel like people who wanted to work with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noah, for a reason with Jeremy, it seems like they would have bonded well. He's like, oh, I really like Noah. I think he's good at the game, but I think that we should get rid of him because he could be a threat at the merge. So it seems like, I don't know, there's something that's just missing there. Like with someone you really, really want to work with, you don't say they're a threat, so therefore let's get rid of them right now. Like I think that like there has to be usually something else in that person you don't trust to want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of part of what happened with Sarah Gallagher, maybe. But it seems like it kind of also happened with Noah. The difference is, I do think Sarah Gallagher made more connections, and they kind of got screwed by there's 3 trios.
Yeah.
And the other trio just happened to side with the Alexes rather than with them.
I think she seemed like the best player of her trio, so that's why they wanted to take her
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah, I'd probably put Sarah above
Yeah.
Noah.
I think I would too in our first boot rank. That's definitely not like a detriment to Noah by putting him behind Sarah
Yeah,
Gallagher
no,
in first
Noah's
boot rankings.
still really good.
I think both of them actually things did not swing their way. Oh
Honestly.
wait, there's another thing that happened in this episode. Noah gave his last words, and then we have a little post-credit scene from the family dinner, where Jack, you wanna tell us what it said?
You know what? I really don't like this because I mess up the quote too. I don't even say Ohana means family. I say Ohana means no one gets left behind or forgotten except Noah.
And what was Noah's face when you said that?
Just a single tear rolled down his face.
I didn't even look at it.
See, this is the premiere that he had gone to, and we
Yeah.
hadn't seen him in 2 years, and then we knew this scene was coming up at the end.
Yeah.
Do you regret your statement?
I think I regret not saying Ohana means family. You know? I think I could have been maybe even a little like cuter and cleverer and been like Ohana means family, and that means Noah gets left behind or forgotten.
Oh man,
That's better.
That's
You
a
have
good
had-
point.
Yeah.
you have had 2 years to think it
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Wow.
So I regret that. I don't regret saying
Oh man, but yeah, no, it was all in good fun. Noah was glad to see himself on the screen. Great to see him.
And next week's and the weeks going forward, we're going to be literally... It just gets better from here.
Ohana.